Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the GameCast NewsCast. I'm Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula. Joining me this week is Mark.
Yay. It's very rare that I show up.
Yes. That was a very low energy introduction.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Just soldier on.
That's fine, yeah. And also joining me is Joe Chip.
Yay! I tried to be full of energy.
That was slightly less low energy.
That's the best I could do, sorry.
It's fine. I don't think any of us are in a particularly high energy state this morning. We're moving towards maximum entropy, unfortunately. There's a science joke for everyone. Anyway, let's start then with the traditional segment. Mark, what have you been playing this week?
Actually, earlier today I finished Yoshi's Crafted World. Because I needed to play something that was the exact opposite of Sekiro. I thought
something
Yoshi,
not punishing.
Yeah, so I thought Yoshi was the right choice. And so I powered through that. Not the hardest game out there, not the best platformer ever, but just incredibly charming. Visuals. I've seen the visuals are just gorgeous. Yeah, it's ceaselessly charming. Final boss was amazing. Loved it. The arts and crafts aesthetic started to be a lot more noticeable in the final worlds, where they were starting to do a lot more interesting stuff with it. And it was just like, I really enjoyed it. It's one of those things where the cheaper you get it, the better it is. It's just one of those things where, like, if you see it in your path at some point, it's probably worth playing. There is a crap ton of collectibles. Where, like, you finish a stage and then you can replay the stage where they flip it around in reverse. So you see, like, the cardboard cutouts of the actual, like, background, so the sticky tape holding the whole stage together, and things like that. And you have to find the collectibles hidden and stuff. It's just very clever, very simple, very Nintendo. And I needed that because Sekiro put me up to a level of stress I would rather not revisit.
Would you recommend playing Sekiro then?
Look, if you like the Souls-style punishment, absolutely. Because when you master it, it's one of those. It's not really Zen. It's more like you feel powerful because you're like, I can knock all these blades away. Nothing can touch me. I'm this ultimate ninja. But it's all of the steps up to that point that just fill me with dread. Because it took me 3 hours till I beat the final boss. Just because I just couldn't figure out. It's a 4-stage boss fight.
Oh man!
But by the end of it, I was doing the first 2 stages without being hit, and I felt amazing. And then my PS4 started ejecting the disc.
Oh no!
which is a level of rage.
This game's too hard. I'm not letting you play it anymore.
Yeah, PS4 was like, no, you need to rest. Like, no, I can do it. But there's a level of rage I have not felt in a very long time, and not directed at the game, but directed at the console.
Well, that's what you've been playing. So, Joe, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been all over the place. I was playing Ghost Recon, I should say, not Wildlands though. I played Ghost Recon Future Soldier, I think I've been playing, on backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, because I never played it and I fancied playing a shooter and that was lying around, so I had a go at that. I was playing a bit of... I've been really going backwards in time this week. I was playing a bit of Fight Night Champion. Do you remember that one? Probably not your thing, but played a bit of that. I used to play that a lot online, and I went back in and played that online. And it's one of those games where it can be a lot of fun, but it can also be a real pain in the arse as well. So I had some fun with it, but I also got annoyed with it. And then also I got hold of the PlayStation Classic. I think I'm going nuts, but I got hold of the PlayStation Classic because it's been modded.
Why would you do this?
Well, it's been heavily modded now, so there's lots of mods. And I'm a bit of a hardware freak. I love my hardware, and I wanted to have a play around with that, and I picked it up for 45, 50 quid, something like that. And with the mods, you've actually got RetroArch on there now, and Bleem Sync and Auto Bleem, I think, are 2 mods for it. Auto Bleem, you just put on a USB and you plug it in, turn it on, and it works pretty much as long as you've got your games on the USB stick. Then you can play to your heart's content. That's quite good. Bleem Sync as well does the same thing, although with Bleem Sync it slightly mods the classic as well. So depending on how you want to do it, Auto Bleem doesn't mod it. It just, you just plug the USB in and away you go. And they've both got pros and cons, but so I've been fiddling around with that as well. So I've been playing, I was playing Mortal Kombat on there the other day, and Road Rash as well. So yeah, I've been a bit retro this last couple of weeks, but that's what I've been doing.
Well, on that same token, I have been playing some of the NES and SNES games that you can get on the Nintendo Switch's online service.
Oh, nice.
Because Twitch gave away, or are giving away, a year's worth of Nintendo Online to Twitch Prime subscribers.
Oh, I saw you talking about that on Discord, yeah.
Yeah, I was obviously going to take advantage of that. I think that's a great idea. They've added some new ones this week that I've not got around to playing yet, and I think one of them's Kid Icarus. It's one of the new ones.
Kid Icarus. It's so punishing.
We've got Super Mario, The Lost Levels.
Oh,
what was the other one? One that I didn't remember at all. But anyway, what's quite interesting is if you go, because the way you play these, you download an app or a thing called the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online Games, whatever. Weird little thing. And it's just basically a package with all of the games in it. But some of them, some of the games are on there twice, but like different modded editions. So you can play Metroid as is, or you could play a version of Metroid where you start like at the final boss, or you can play a version of it where you have the full arsenal from the get-go.
Oh,
it's weird.
That reminds me of like the old sort of code system of like the NES SNES era, where like you'd use that instead of save states. Where if you got like a code after like turning off the game, you can sort of almost reload that area with that power up, or like you just search online to find out what that code is, so you can cheat your way in. That's interesting.
I used to like God mode. You get God mode, you get everything, and your superpower.
Just run through.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I still remember all the cheat codes for Warcraft 3.
I must admit, I do remember quite a few of the cheats for one of the Grand Theft Auto games. I think it was one of the PSP ones. I still remember quite a few of those.
It's like remembering old phone numbers.
It is. And cheat codes were great. It's like microtransactions before they were shit.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day when you got the full game and anything extra, they would give you as a code or as an unlock for something that you did in game, which was nice.
Exactly. What a novel thought, eh?
Yeah, reward you for playing. Yeah.
Yeah. What a novel thought to have the whole game at launch.
There's some people out there who probably don't even remember that.
Unfortunately, no, probably not. It's a bit depressing, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
Oh, well. Well, aside from that, I've not really been playing very much this week because I have been listening to a ton of music and I have been reading manga and watching anime. It's been a week for me.
Time well spent.
Oh, well, I was listening to Alien Weaponry yesterday. That was the one that you recommended to me.
Good
so
stuff.
Yeah, I was listening to that on Spotify. Still haven't bought it, but I do intend to buy it because my kid's going to love that, and I'll buy it and stick it in the car. And yeah.
Well, I have my eye on. They have a vinyl version of their album for sale. It's a limited edition silver vinyl.
Nice.
And it's very nice. So I think once payday comes around in 11 days, I will be getting that.
Yeah, that sounds like
I
worth
did just
getting.
have another. Yeah, I did just have another vinyl come through this morning as well.
Oh, what was that?
It is a single by Swallow the Sun. It's like a 14-minute song, so. But the vinyl copy was limited to 400.
Oh, cool.
So they
So
still
very
had
limited.
some. So I was like, "Ooh, yes." I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to get that." And then while I was there, I also bought their previous album, which was a triple album. And so it's like all three in a nice CD pack. So I got that. Unfortunately, if I wanted to get that triple album on vinyl, I'd be looking at about £200, and I'm not willing to pay that.
Ouch.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I do like that band, but I don't like them that much.
They'd have to be your favourite band ever, and you'd have to be wealthy as well, I think.
I think even then it's a bit of a stretch for me. Like, there's an album coming out by a band called Allegion that I really like. I've bought their new album digitally, and then I also bought it on vinyl because I want to throw them all the money in the world because they're great and they're incredibly underrated.
I do wish, and Albo did. I like Albo, and I bought their vinyl box set a couple of years back, probably more like 5 years back now, actually. And when you bought that, you got digital copies when you bought the vinyl. And I wish more bands would do that.
Recently, yeah. I posted this on Instagram yesterday. Actually, I bought the new album by a band called Whitechapel on vinyl. Because they had a limited run of a particular colour vinyl, and it's really nice actually. The sleeve it's not the sort of normal shiny colour; it's a more matted card, but just a really nice feeling card. It's really nice. But that came with a digital download code, and I was like, yes! Why don't people do this?
That's how it should be. I buy vinyl all the time.
Sense.
You know,
it's so much common sense because I like vinyls. I like the feeling of putting a vinyl on a turntable and using. But I also like the convenience of being able to listen to my fucking music outside.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And to put a thing on Bandcamp cannot be expensive, and to just to have a single splash page to go here's a thing you can download, that cannot be expensive to maintain.
No.
Even if it's just for a few years. Nah. It's common sense.
Yeah, you could make it a limited time thing, couldn't you? I mean, as you say, it doesn't have to be forever. But yeah, you get the vinyl album, you get the digital copy as well. And ideally in sort of FLAC or some other lossless format as well. That's how I'd like it. But
well, this one came with it was a link to a Bandcamp splash page, and when you get a thing on your Bandcamp account, you can choose how you download it, so you can get it either as an MP3 or a WAV file if you wanted to, I think.
Oh, nice.
Or you can get it as Apple lossless codec if you use iTunes like I do, or you can get it as a FLAC. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's exactly how it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, people thinking these things through, because trying to convert FLACs to Apple lossless codec is just ball ache.
It's a pain in the arse. Yeah.
Yeah, because Apple's stupid with their proprietary bullshit.
Mm.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with games.
We just went on a 10-minute rant about music. Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah,
I could
to be
talk
fair,
about
that's
music
how
just
most
as long as
pocket
games.
editions
That's
go.
fine. Yeah, exactly. I could talk about music equally as long as games, but I'm not going to because this is a gaming podcast. So let's crack on with the first story of the show. So this is news that's carrying on from last week. We had the Borderlands 3 announcement about this time last week. And those of you who watched the newscast last week will remember there was a particularly bullshit type conspiracy theory involving numbers that showed up in the trailer. and were leading people to think that it was going to be released in October. It was fucking nuts. Literally Half-Life 3 level kind of bullshit. Ugh. It's not a fan. Fortunately, though, fortunately for me and my sanity, it proves that this has been proven false. So, yeah, thank fuck for that. Borderlands 3's release date has been revealed to be September the 13th. So fuck you all and your batshit conspiracies.
Go back to your Flat Earth channels and... Sorry, I just...
Even then, please don't go back to your Flat Earth channels. No, I don't need that. Oh, Mark's just dropped out. His sticks are not behaving for us today. Oh, is he back? Is he back? He'll be back in a second. He's on his phone.
Oh, we lost him again.
Yeah, we've lost him.
Oh, he's typing.
Oh, boy. The drama. I wonder if I'm going to cut this or not. We'll find out. Ah!
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Sorry, it just crashed and just let me back in. Sorry about that.
So it wasn't your sticks?
No. Well,
No.
I mean, it's debatable.
Well, yeah, the sticks are always as bad as they ever are.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I've lost my train of thought. Borderlands 3, yeah, it's coming out in September, and Flat Earth people need to go away. That about catches us up. Yeah.
Lock them in a room with the homeopathy crowd. Sorry, I'm
Yes, let's not get onto these topics that any sane people would avoid, like the plague, because it's all bullshit and they should not be talking about it.
Don't give them oxygen.
No, don't. Just let's stop. Let's absolutely stop and talk about the fact that Borderlands 3 is going to be an Epic Games Store exclusive. Yay!
For 6 months.
Only 6 months,
6
so
months.
it's half the normal time.
Well, at least it's only 6 months.
Yeah.
I suppose, there is a silver lining of sorts.
Yeah. I saw it as there's like two main arguments of, one, that's really annoying because the previous games were on Steam, so it's kind of a dick move. And two, 6 months, they can iron out all the bugs because Borderlands always have issues at launch.
That's fair. That's fair.
So that's the positive spin.
Okay, that's an interesting positive spin. Gearbox being very much like Bethesda then there, except they actually bothered to fix them. Yeah, so it's... that's an interesting choice of thing to do. This was all rumoured last week. In fact, I think it was on like Monday or whatever. I posted a news video going, hey, look, these are things that might be things, and it turns out they are things. Because some crafty Twitter person managed to screenshot some now deleted tweets about the release date, and another one which was like an advert that had the Epic Games Store logo in the bottom left corner. So yeah, it kind of gave it away, but now we've had more details about that, so it's going to be an exclusive for 6 months. And guess what? It's going to come with a season pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Well, not really a surprise, is it, in this day and age? But
yeah. I mean,
let's talk about industry bullshit. So, according to Game Informer, in the deluxe edition, you can get new head and body skins, as well as a boatload of new skins for your weapons. I'm quoting what Game Informer have written here. And loot drop boosters. Loot drop. This doesn't mean loot boxes, incidentally. This just means that that's just what they call it in Borderlands, because it's
thank heavens for
a
small
loot
mercies.
and shooter. Yeah. And the toy box weapon set for $79.99. Wow. The Super Deluxe Edition. So what? That's an extra $20 for basically a bunch of skins.
See,
and a couple of boosters.
The thing that annoys me so much about Borderlands in particular for skins and stuff like that is on your body. You're not going to see that crap.
No, it's a first-person game.
Mind you,
Like,
people
you
put
have no
tattoos
way.
on their asses, so
Well, yeah, there's that. The real value of that is also debatable.
well, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Still, it doesn't stop there. The Super Deluxe Edition comes with all of that amazing content, plus the Season Pass for 4 DLC campaigns and weapon skins for the legendary Butt Stallion. That's presumably
legendary
a weapon
what?
in the game. It's called a weapon called the Butt Stallion.
That sounds so much more like a vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't think I want to know what it is.
I'm not sure I want to know what it is either. Thanks.
I imagine it's a little cheeky.
Oh, nah. Oh, that's so bad.
Oh no, man.
Oh, no.
I'm proud.
Oh,
You shouldn't be.
no, you shouldn't be.
Oh, God. Right. Anyway.
So basically,
that's-
they've been taking pointers from Ubisoft then with their multiple
pretty
different
much.
versions.
But it gets better.
Oh God, here we go.
Because this Super Deluxe Edition pack will retail for $100, so that is a whole $40 more than the standard edition of the game. But the real kicker is, that edition will go up in price a few days after the game's launch.
Oh,
Oh,
disgusting.
Get your pre-order hats on, guys!
do you know what though?
fuck
The reason they do this shit is because it works.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
People
buy
buy
it.
this shit, you know? That's the trouble.
It's the
Is
same
people
with-
will go out and buy it.
It's the same annoyingly with Forza Horizon 4 because it's got 3 fucking editions and I don't want to get the standard edition. Because there's 2 other quote-unquote better editions. Ugh, it really bugs me because I really want to play Forza Horizon 4, but I'm also not willing to pay £80 fucking pounds for the privilege.
Yeah. That's been
Although
a source
weirdly,
of annoyance with
on-
Forza for ages with me.
On
Love the
the
game,
Microsoft
but-
Store, because they have ratings, the standard edition holds a nearly 5-star rating, and both the deluxe and ultimate editions both hold 3-star ratings.
Yes, because they're taking the piss.
Just a bit, yeah. I just find that quite interesting. Although, interestingly, at the moment they're on sale, but still not for an amount that I would consider paying. Yes, I'm still not willing to pay $63.99 for the Ultimate Edition. Thank you.
It's
Good.
yeah, and I have to admit I've bought the larger editions in the past. I didn't this last time on 3, but 4, but I have done in the past. And as I say, it's just encouraging them to do it. If you buy these things, they'll just do it more because we're making money out of this, and it's money for old rope. Because as you say, they'll charge you an extra $20, $30, $40 for
Fuck
fuck
all.
all, really. There's not a lot to it. It's not stuff that took a lot of extra effort to make. So it's money for nothing, and we're stupid enough to buy it.
Yeah.
Well, I have
like
been
the
in past.
unfortunate thing, it'll keep going because it keeps working.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. But it gets better!
I was waiting. I was waiting because I knew there was one more.
Yeah. There's an extra special Diamond Loot Collector's Edition.
Oh
Which
Christ!
will run $250.
How much?
It contains, presumably, all of the above, along with a real-life loot chest, which houses 10 collectible figures, a cloth map, vault keychains, and more.
But is it really
exclusive
cloth?
to GameStop.
Yeah. They've already
It's
revealed.
actually tarpaulin.
Oh. They've revealed the pricing of that one in Australia. It'll be $350.
Yay! Australian exchange rates are fun.
Yep,
And
it's
knowing
retailer
Brexit, it'll be
exclusive, so no chances-
£250.
Yeah, quite. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah.
you just know those 10 figures as well are going to be the cheapest pieces of crap ever.
Oh, yeah, like, the Claptrap one will fall apart in seconds, probably. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I mean, in a rare occasion of giving Ubisoft some credit, at least their collector's edition, or like, at least their figures from collector's editions, whatever, are actually good.
Yeah, like, usually the collectors aren't super, like, ridiculously expensive, and the
Not
figures
like
are
that
decent quality.
no.
Yeah. Nothing like those sorts of things. Like, you can always bet on an Assassin's Creed being the exact same price, sort of thing. But you know that the figures of at least good quality.
Yeah.
And that's what I've appreciated about them, actually.
Yeah.
But something like this, you're getting 10 figures, no chance. No chance any of them are good quality.
It'd be a load of old tap,
Probably
wouldn't
not. Oh,
It doesn't help where I work as well, because I know...
You know what good quality figures are like.
I know what a good figure looks like.
Yeah. To be fair, when you're getting 10 collectible figures in this, that comes to... If you had nothing else in that would come to $25 a figure, and that gets you a mid-range figure at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's move on from that collector's edition bullshit. Oh, jeez, I just don't want to think about it, to be honest. Oh, God. But yeah, so let's move on to the even crappier thing that's going to be Epic Games Store exclusive. And the guy who runs Epic Games, I can't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
I forget his name as well.
I don't remember his name.
Tim Sweeney, is it?
That's
yes,
the guy,
it is.
yeah.
Tim Sweeney. Tim Sweeney has said that Epic Games Store is going to... He said something really like... He's saying they're going to keep snagging exclusives.
Oh. You just got to use dirty terms, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, it's not good.
I mean, like if you look at Steam, Borderlands 1, the Game of the Year one that just came out, has been review bombed. Like, horrible.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the practice of review bombing.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not directly related to the actual game. Like, if you're doing a game that's, like, it's in the same series, but it's not the actual game, just don't, fuck off.
To Valve's credit, they are going to try to crack down on that. Because I think
they say a lot of that stuff, but they never seem to bother.
See, the way I read it was they're going to be doing, like, a check every month after review bombs, because, like, the damage is already done, unfortunately, at that point.
Well,
but going to check every month and then see, there's so many hundreds of negative reviews. That was clearly a review bomb.
Oh, that was clearly a review bomb, so we'll remove that bit from the graph or whatever, yeah.
But like, the point is, for that month, it's still going to be there.
Yeah, there's that.
I don't think it's just a stupid thing to do. I don't think it serves any real purpose. I mean, okay, you're trying to send a message, but you review bombing it on Steam, which isn't the service you got the issue with, and that's not the game you got the issue with. It's like going into the pub next door to the pub you've got a problem with and having a go at the landlord in that pub. It makes no sense.
Yeah, going to the neighbour and complaining.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you don't. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, so I read someone's comment on it, saying like people probably do it, or like some people are immature and just do it anyway. But they said that it's very likely that some people out there do it because they don't know how to get in contact with the people responsible for that stuff. Because like that Epic Games decision wasn't Gearbox's decision, because people were flaming like Randy Pitchford and stuff like that.
Randy Pitchford's done a lot of awful things, but this
he has, but this one, I'm not exonerating him or anything like that. But I was like, this one wasn't him; it was 2K, because they're the publisher. and they don't know how to
2K are the
directly.
shitbags.
Yeah, they don't know how to directly get that message across properly. So thus review bombing the thing that has nothing to do with this issue right now. Unfortunately.
Yeah. On a side note,
voting
though,
for Brexit because you've got a problem with the government.
Let's not go into that.
I'm determined to derail you today, Count.
I don't want to talk about Brexit at the moment.
This has been a pretty supercharged gaming chat.
Yeah, let's not. Right. Anyway, on the note of the Epic Games Store, though, an interview at GDC, Steve Allison has said that basically the company really have learned from the controversy around Metro Exodus. When that was announced, it was going to be an exclusive literally like a week or two before launch. And they've apparently said that they won't ever do that. They don't want to do that kind of thing again. Saying it prompted further discussions at Epic, leading to the realization, I'm quoting here by the way, that these calls must be up to publishers and developers, and Epic wouldn't tell them no on account of existing statements made about Steam. So, yeah, basically, they don't want to be in a situation where a game, literally a couple of weeks before launch, when it's already available for pre-order on a storefront, they'd end up going, no, sorry, we're not selling on that storefront anymore, we're selling on this one, because it gives the other storefront a bad look.
Yeah.
And they're kind of realising that. And there's a lot of other reasons that the Epic Games Store has a bad look, but that's certainly one of the big ones for a lot of people.
Yeah. And one of the problems I've got with Epic is their customer service is so poor. They don't seem to respond to what people want or what people, if people have got genuine issues. And if they carry that over into the store, and I've not had any cause to call them over or email them or anything over the store, but I have emailed them many times now over Fortnite and some of the issues with specifically crossplay, and they're not at all helpful. And as I say, I don't think that's going to be something that's going to help them moving forward at all. And especially when you've got such a cut down and limited store that does a small proportion of the things that you can do on Steam. It's got so many problems at the moment, and they're not really helping themselves with these kind of things and just alienating gamers. I mean, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating, I suppose. That if they still manage to sell many of these games despite all that, then will they care? But I don't know. I don't like the look of their store at the moment, certainly, and the way they've gone about it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like this thing. I think the ideal situation would probably be, put it on Epic Games, but also put it on Steam at the same time, because this way, while it is better than the Metro Exodus thing, and they should never do something like that again because that's straight up dumb. It's still going to have a backlash. It's still going to have damage, even when it releases on Steam. Some people are probably going to abstain from buying it because they don't agree with what happened before. And that's the thing. Epic needs to sort of pull the other finger out of the ear because they've pulled one out, and really figure it out and listen.
They do. Well, on that note, we've been talking about this subject for a very long time. We've still got 2 more things to go through. So, a quick roundup. Borderlands 3 will be coming on September 13th to Xbox One, PS4, and PC via the Epic Games Store. It comes with several unfortunate deluxe editions. And, yeah, it looks like a game that's coming out. Anyway, let's move on to the next story of the show. So, the UK gaming market is now, well, it's been reported to be very fucking big. That's putting it mildly, to be honest, because it is bigger than both the music and film industry combined in this country.
Jeez. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. It's maddeningly large, isn't it? The quoted figure is apparently $5.7 billion, which is about £5 billion, or if you want to go into Australian dollars, just for the sake of it, about 8 or 9 billion Australian dollars.
Yeah. Probably be something like that.
I've actually
Definitely
got it
over
listed
9,
here as £5.7 billion. Is that misreported?
Well, you see, like a pound is roughly double Australian.
Wait. No, it's not. I think. It was. I think it was pounds. I might have misinterpreted, or I might have forgotten. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at it on the on Metro, and it's Metro, so they may have well have got it wrong themselves, but they were reporting it as £5.7 billion. So
I think I might be wrong.
Sorry, Count.
Fucking ugh. I'm just trying to look at it. I can't see it. Anyway, it's worth a lot of money.
Sorry, splitting hairs here, because it's, as you say, it's huge.
Yeah, it's bigger than the film and the music industry combined in this country. Gaming is very much a part of the cultural zeitgeist now, and that's a good thing in my mind. Mostly, anyway.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's going to bring lots of changes, but yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I've discussed this with you, and I was talking with Grant about this the other day. A lot of people who came up with gaming when it was kind of a ghetto, a niche, maybe won't like it, because when anything goes mainstream, it's going to bring changes.
The normies are into it now.
Exactly, yeah. And some people aren't going to like that, but unfortunately, they're going to have to bite the bullet, because as the market gets bigger, they're going to become less and less important, and they're going to be listened to. Well, it's like us, really. We're going to be listened to less and less, because we're not the people who are generating the money. Not really.
I mean, to be fair, as a fan of, like puzzle and, city building and all those kind of games, I already feel like I'm not particularly listened to within the gaming, like within the gaming community at large, because they're more interested in battle royales and shooters and everything else.
But the flip side of that, though, is as the market grows, there will be more people interested in those in those type of games as well. So, exactly. The whole market's going to grow. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, it may not, but usually what happens is, there will always be room for different types of games, and as more people come in, you will find more. People will find the types of games they like, because we're not all the same, and not everyone's going to want to play battle royales. Yeah,
no, exactly. Like it's fortunate it's such a diverse industry thanks to all the different genres. Like there's, like you can pick exactly what you want to play, pretty much. For the most part.
Yeah, if
and when you factor in retro as well,
there's almost
it's
definitely
like
a game for it. Oh yeah,
yeah.
You can definitely find something for you in like in gaming. There is definitely something for you somewhere.
Yeah,
regardless of what
you just
your
need to
tastes
find
are.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it be Portal, whether it be Aliens, Colonial Marines, if you're in some sort of asylum,
I was actually given a copy of that the other day, believe it or not.
Why?
My brother-in-law was clearing out all his old games, and he gave me a big pile of games, and that was one of them.
I'll bet it's still never been touched.
It's probably still in its cellophane, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Oh, boy. Oh, Randy Pitchford. Will you ever learn? But yeah, anyway. So, whilst we see this massive growth in the games market, pre-owned sales in particular are apparently in free fall in the UK, with a drop of 30% between 2017 and 2018.
That's not good, is it?
That's quite a significant drop. So it's down from £98 million to £67 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's while we're not on the same sort of level of ordinance as the market as a whole, but we're not expecting to be, that's a very significant drop. And the likelihood is it comes from a lot of people buying digitally now rather than buying physical copies, because you can't sell on a digital game.
We're getting to the point where some games aren't even getting a physical release now. Quite a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, a lot of games nowadays, you sort of there's petitions to get physical releases. Like, you end up things on limited run.
Yeah.
Getting a physical release through that about 3 years after launch. I think it was Axiom
sort of
Verge,
coveted.
I believe, is getting its Wii U physical release this year.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, that thing.
Talk about a
Yeah,
niche
about a
market. God.
About a year later than a doubloon short. Yeah. Like, physical editions really aren't as common as they used to be, especially in the PC market, but even in the console market. I'd say about half of my PS4 library I bought digitally, and 99% of my PC library I bought digitally. Like, there's very few things.
Like, in PC's defense, a lot of that was only available digitally.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah.
But, like, there are some things that I'll still go out of my way for to get physically. Like, I bought the Skullgirls physical edition. That's
I saw you were
going to
buy that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's shipping in June. I'm very excited because it comes with a vinyl of the sound of, like, 10 songs from the soundtrack, and it's a good soundtrack. So,
I need to buy another copy of that game.
well, actually, I was about to
chance.
say there's a physical edition for you, but I think the pre-orders have
Probably
stopped. I'm going to check for you. Because I think it was a limited.
Yeah, very, very
window.
limited. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the page doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all right. I'll get over it.
It's fine.
But like I have noticed that even if I can buy it digitally, if I can find a physical, I will sort of try to go the extra mile for it. Just because I love having a physical collection.
I was quite gutted because I thought the Hellblade was coming out as a physical copy on the Switch, and apparently it's not. So I heard yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think I told you that it was coming out as a physical copy, didn't I, Count? But apparently not. So yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, like, even I found myself in instances just buying something digitally because it's been cheaper or easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not always the case, especially when it comes to things like Switch games. Buying digitally is frequently the same price, if not slightly more expensive, bizarrely, than getting it physically.
Yeah, that's how Nintendo rolls.
That's Nintendo.
Yeah,
making all the sense in the world, as always.
Yeah, that's one of those times when, like, I don't feel bad about buying something recent after it launched and regretting that it'll go on sale because, like, it's a Nintendo title. I'm like, it's not going to happen.
It's never going to go on sale.
Like, if I bought like an Assassin's Creed and then like 3 months later it's half price or even less, then I'm like, damn, I should have waited.
And like, from Nintendo, you're just like, it's never going to go on sale. Even if it does, it'll be a tiny discount. So fuck it.
And so I don't feel that bad. I did go and get a physical copy of Dead Cells on Switch just because I was like, I need this.
Ooh, that's quite fun.
Yeah. Just it's one of those things where I'm like, it's probably a little more convenient to have it downloadable, but
yeah, because you don't have to insert a cartridge.
Yeah.
I find myself buying Switch games physically just because I'm worried about filling up the space.
Oh yeah, true. That's
that.
Very real.
Well, let's be fair. With the new rumored revisions of the Switch, they might have better storage, and there's also a company has launched or are going to launch a 2 terabyte micro SD card at some point.
Yeah,
Think about that for a second.
Leg.
Oh yeah, like at the moment, that kind of tech would cost about 300 quid. But that's just the way tech works. Like, 10 years ago, a 1 terabyte hard drive was unthinkable. 5 years ago, a 1 terabyte hard drive would have still cost you a shit ton of money. Now you can get a 1 terabyte hard drive for about 50 quid.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the way it works. It's the way it's always worked, especially in storage.
The only problem with the Switch is by the time the 2 terabyte SD card's going to be of a reasonable price, we'll have moved on to the next console.
Yeah.
So
we'll have switched it up.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
going to have to come up with something crap now, aren't I?
They should have called, like, the sequel should be called The Switcheroo. Or unless they do an Aussie version, I would 100% love an Aussie one called The Switcheroo, and it's kangaroo themed.
I see they're missing a trick there.
Yeah, I would get that. That's quite fun. I would definitely get that. Oh dear.
Make us in charge of marketing.
Yeah, definitely. Hire us, Nintendo. Oh dear. Still,
Only trouble is we'll never get anything done.
No, this is true.
We
I think we're
would
very
buy our own
much
stuff.
in. Yeah. When it comes to physical releases, though, I think let's get back on topic. I think we're kind of in the minority because we like physical releases. But they just aren't as common anymore. A lot of people, you know, a lot of gamers are teenagers, and teenagers probably generally prefer convenience, whereas we're more, you know, collectors, as it were.
Yeah.
So we like to have our game collection.
My kid actually gets bored. Get this, my kid actually, well, mind you, it's going into games, so most people get bored going into game. But my kid doesn't like going into game stores. He'd rather sit and peruse what's on the digital stores.
I'm going to be honest. When it comes to game stores, particularly Game in the UK, I fucking hate that shop.
Yeah, you and me both. I break out into a cold sweat when I cross the threshold.
Oh. If you don't know what Game is, think either GameStop in America or EB Games in Australia.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Say no more.
And if you think they're bad, then we've got CEX as well, which is even worse.
Oh, we've got CEX now.
Oh God, have you? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, mate.
See, aside from the awful labelling process that they are apparently changing, I don't really mind going into a CEX because I can find older stuff sometimes. Like it's one of the few places you can go in and get like PS2 games or something.
I'll tell you what though, their pricing's a bit dodgy.
As much. Oh yeah, like if you want to buy a Pokemon game, you can get fucked going into CEX to get one.
Well, you go in there and you buy a game that's been out 2 weeks, and it's more expensive secondhand in there than it is new in game. You know?
I know. I don't quite know where they get their prices from sometimes, I must admit. It's a bit strange.
Me neither. But I had some guy on my... Sorry, I'm going off topic a bit here, but I had some guy on... When I did one of the videos I did about CEX, and I had a guy coming in there and saying that when I think it was when the Nintendo Minis came out, they were going... I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying they were going around to Game, buying them in Game, walking around the corner, repricing them up like at double the price and putting them in their window. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Plausible.
Yeah, it's plausible, and that's probably the worst thing. So you can still find, if you see an NES Mini in CEX, you will still find it more expensive than you can get it online.
Yeah.
Like, you can buy them on Amazon for 50 quid still. And yet, you're looking at more than that in CEX, so go figure.
Yeah, their pricing makes no sense.
Yeah, they're hoping people don't know how to shop around.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, that's probably the case in a lot of instances.
Yeah,
but still, maybe companies like them will start struggling because this market is shrinking. We might see maybe in sort of 5-10 years we'll see a resurgence because of the whole, physical media will be seen as retro and therefore more cool. So we might see
am I going to become a hipster? I don't want that.
No, you see, you're already a hipster because you liked it before it was cool to like it.
All right, that's it. I'm gone.
Oh man.
Are you going to throw away all your physical versions now?
I'll hide them somewhere.
Yeah, pretend you haven't got them.
Oh dear, that's quite funny.
The other thing that sorry, go on, Count.
No, it's fine. I was just going to try and wrap it up because we're nearly an hour now.
I was just going to quickly mention that something else that struck me was that VR sales are down 20%, well 20.9%. Which was interesting.
I think it's because the market, or the VR market in particular, has sat on its hands a bit in the last year to 6 months.
Kind of waiting on the next iteration, aren't we, almost?
We've got Valve's Index headset coming out later this year, so that may help kickstart the VR space again. I'm really interested to see what they actually do with that, actually, because I want to see how it compares to like the Vive in particular, because Valve worked with HTC quite heavily on the Vive, so I kind of want to see what Valve are doing on their own. But then it may end up
June,
the way of I think it's closer to September, but it's going to be revealed properly in May.
Okay.
But yeah, like I might just end up going completely the way of all the other bits of Valve hardware, like the Steam Link, which is just dead.
Yep.
Unfortunately. We do have... I think the Steam controller is still alive somehow. If you want to...
I mean, like, it's a controller, so I imagine.
Yeah, I hate the Steam controller. I really don't like it. One of my friends really likes it, though. She loves using it. And I just can't get up. I can't get on with it at all.
Horses for courses, I suppose. We all like different things. All get on with different things.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway... yes, while the gaming market is better than it's ever been in the UK, the second-hand market in particular is, for whatever reason, struggling a little bit. So, I don't know, get on the buy loads of pre-owned games now because they might be worth a lot because the market's dying. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's move on to the final story of the show. Prepare to be made a bitch again. So, John Romero's back. Why? Why is John Romero back? I don't understand.
He doesn't understand either, but he's back.
Yeah, what does John Romero understand? Like, I want to know what goes on in John Romero's head. I really do, because it's got to just be madness, surely. Like, what the fuck is going on in that man's mind? He thought Daikatana was in a fit state to release, so, you know.
I'm pretty sure he probably didn't even think it was in a fit state to release. Let's just get it out the door.
Yeah, it's already been 2 years more than we thought it was going to be. Let's just kick it out.
It's like your kids, you know, you love them, but they get to a point where you just don't want them in your house anymore. I haven't got to that stage yet, but, you know, my kid's only 9. I'm not kicking him out just yet, but I'm sure I will.
Might be illegal.
I think you might be right, yeah.
I just don't want kids, so it's fine. Well, to be fair, we were watching something the other day. I think my partner's going through Instagram, and she saw, like, it was this pregnant person. And the baby was
woman, I would
kicking,
hope.
But yeah, you would hope, really. The baby was kicking, but like it was like really prominent. You could see it really sort of like clearly on the lady. It made her almost feel physically sick. That's really put her off.
Like aliens.
It's really put her off
like,
kids
like
for
aliens.
a bit. I find that fucking hilarious. It's like she's always been sort of like, I want kids, not yet, but I want kids in the future. And at this point, like, she literally thinks about babies and is just like, oh, fucking hell no. So I'm like, yes, I don't have to think about having kids. Thank fuck for that. Oh, boy. This has got nothing to do with John Romero.
Yeah, how did How did that one happen?
Well, maybe Doom was his baby. We could,
Yeah,
Right.
Doom was his baby, and Daikatana was his aborted fetus. Slightly disgusting analogy aside, John Romero's working on a new game with his wife. His wife or his sister? I don't know. They're both named for Romero. His wife. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. And it's going to be a strategy game. And it's going to be published by Paradox. I am a fan of this because I quite like Paradox. Aside from the odd bit of fuckery, they put out good games.
They did City Skylines and stuff like that.
They did City Skylines. I fucking love City Skylines. I played about 80 hours of that.
Bloody hell.
But then they also did Surviving Mars, which is an unfortunate case. It's doing well now, but when it launched, it was a shit show. When it launched,
unfinished games.
Yeah, it was very unfinished. It was quite broken, and I pre-ordered it. I really wanted to play this game, but it was so broken, and it had mostly negative reviews for the first week of launch, and then even up until sort of 6 months ago, it was on mixed reviews. It's now on mostly positive, and it looks like they've improved it a lot, and I kind of want to go back to it, but I also almost don't. If you want to know what the game was like in the sort of first week or two of launch, then go to my personal channel where I did a stream of it ages and ages ago. It's literally over a year ago at this point, and it was not as good as it could have been. But I might go back to it. Anyway, it does also annoyingly have a season pass and loads of upgrades. And I kind of don't like that necessarily. Ugh.
Par for the course now, though, isn't it?
Oh my god! If you want to buy all the DLC, this is £57.05. Fuck. That's a lot. That's a lot of money, guys. One of the
So
weirdly...
do you think...
Oh, it's radio stations and shit as well. Oh, nah.
So do you think that we might see a lot of expansions and all sorts of things for this new John Romero game?
For John Romero's game? We may well do. I hope not. To be fair, City Skylines has had a shit ton of DLC as well, to the point of annoyance. I'm in too far to not at this point, but it could be better. Anyway, so I hope that this isn't quite the case, but at the same time, it's probably gonna be like that because it's a strategy IP, but it's going to be a new IP, so it's not going to be related to anything that he's done before or anything that Paradox have published before.
So that rules out Daikatana, the city builder experience.
Yeah, that'd be doomed though.
Oh no!
Dress.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Well, we've all got one in, so that's something. Oh, fuck me. Well, this does actually come as John Romero recently announced he would be releasing a free game called Sigil, which is a sort of strange expansion thing to Doom. Because
I actually saw that and was quite call me crazy, but I was quite excited by that because it's free and I like Doom.
Yeah,
I like the original Doom.
I mean, free's pretty enticing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I like free
It'd be nice if he gave you something instead.
Have you seen the limited run special editions though?
Oh yes, there's a Flash.
I heard about
them,
but I haven't.
It's got there's a version of it that has a pewter statue of John Romero's head on a spike.
Yeah.
I quite like that. That's quite fun.
Well, I think quite a lot of people might have wanted to do that to him when Daikatana came out.
Yeah.
Imagine getting one of those and bringing it to a panel that he's in at a convention. Who has a question? They just raise it.
So this comes with, it's called the Beast Box of Sigil, and it includes a beautiful demonic oversized box inspired by the id anthology box, individually numbered and signed by John Romero, featuring the artwork of Christopher Lavelle, which does look pretty fucking sweet, I'm not gonna lie. A 16 gigabyte, 3.5-inch floppy disk themed USB stick that includes free megawad data and extras.
Yeah.
What's megawad data?
It's kind of vague.
It used to be WADs used to be what you could put into mod Doom. So basically, you would need Doom, and then you put this in, and it would.
Okay. Okay,
So,
that's quite cool.
Yeah, so we used to have a lot of fun with changing things in Doom and sounds and modding it and all the rest of it. But so that's what it was. It was a WAD file that you would have. So
right.
That's interesting.
It also includes then a 2-disc booklet-styled case that features the Megawad detail and full soundtrack by Buckethead. For those of you who don't know who Buckethead is, he is a very prolific guitarist and he is very good at what he does. Yeah, he's great. He's very underrated. He's put out like 20 albums of something ridiculous in the last like 12 years.
bloody hell.
It's madness. Yeah. What else is in this? A 10x8 art print signed by the illustrator Christopher Lavelle, a sigil-themed coin, a pewter statue of John Romero's head on a spike, an extra large-sized T-shirt. For some reason, you can't pick the size. I don't know why. You will have a large shirt or you will not have anything.
It's because of all those people who've been playing Doom for all those years are really big guys now.
I was just assuming that all the people who buy this are like 40-year-old Doom fans and they're all fat fuckers. That's what they're assuming at this point.
Just imagine they go like, what are you, a small? Yeah, F off. You haven't played our game.
You've not played Doom if you're a small.
I know a scalper when I see one.
Oh, I love it. And also 2 stickers if you cared. That's limited to 2 items per customer. If you didn't want all of that, you can get a standard box, which comes with the soundtrack, the floppy disk with the WAD data, a big box, so like an old style PC game big box with the stuff in, rather than this exquisite demonic oversized box, and the stickers. And the big version, holy fuck, the big version is A, sold out, and B, cost $166. And the standard version, it's kind of wasted the time talking about this, really. Oh, the standard
also sold out.
also and it's $40. Aww.
I had a quick look on Amazon. Sorry, go on.
Oh, that's almost annoying because I kind of want.
I had a look on eBay to see if any scalpers were trying to sell it, and I couldn't even find it on eBay. So maybe once it's actually released, because I don't know, has it been released yet? I don't know.
No, not yet. It's releasing this month.
Yeah, because they closed pre-orders in December.
In December, yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, it's coming out this month, so I'm kind of excited for that. I'm more excited for the soundtrack than anything else. It's the same as the Doom 2016 soundtrack, which is fucking amazing. I actually prefer the soundtrack to the game. I like the game, but I love the soundtrack. It's right up my alley, like proper soundtrack. Sort of industrial, like chunky metal. It's good stuff.
I remember when 9 Inch Nails did Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for, was it Quake or Quake 2? I can't remember now.
I think it was.
But that was
Quake
pretty cool
2.
back in the day. Say again?
Yeah, I think it was Quake 2.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Anyway, we don't know much about John Romero's other new IP, the Paradox one. But Eurogamer's Robert Purchase, I don't know how to pronounce that surname, will be at Rezzed this week in London and has managed to set some time aside with John, so perhaps he can find out more, so pay attention to that. but we don't know even remotely when they're going to be releasing this or when we're going to know more. We just know that it exists. And that in of itself is newsworthy, apparently, because we've just talked about it for 15 minutes. Anyway.
It'd be 2025 and it's actually Daikatana 2, but they're not telling us.
Oh, no. let's not do that. But I think, on that note, we've talked pretty extensively about everything today. So, let us wrap up the show. That brings us to the end then of this episode of the GameCast NewsCast, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, and share, whatever. And leave a comment on if you have any opinions on our stories. It's all good stuff. Thank you, Mark, for joining me.
Yeah, it's fun to be here.
You sound very reluctant to say that it was fun.
I yawned midway through. Sorry.
Okay.
No, it's fun to be here. And then I was thinking, it's only my second newscast, isn't it? I haven't
not been on many, no. So yeah, probably a second one. Yes, you can find Mark doing the news and some reviews when he has time.
Yep. And when my PS4 is not shooting out discs.
Yeah, when it works. It's all good. Yes, he does stuff on this channel. It's all pretty good. In fact, his new news video is about due out right now as we're talking, give or take 20 minutes. Something like that.
I think it'll be out in less than an hour, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. We're recording this. It'll be out.
Yeah, we're recording this in advance. It'll already be out. Go watch it. Anyway, and thank you, Joe, for joining me again.
No worries.
I seem to have you on every other week now, and I don't really mind. It's fine. It's all good stuff. We have a good time. And you can find Joe at the channel Joe Chip. If I forget to link it, as I frequently do, search Joe Chip. It's not difficult. He's there.
It comes up easy.
Exactly. So, that is all of them. I have been Snowy, and this has been the newscast. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Probably. Hopefully. Goodbye!
Bye.